Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Gulfstream Legal's Poolside Chats, transforming legal discovery and navigating the digital age with Chuck Pindell. Chuck, thank you so much for joining me today.
Happy to be here, Ari. Always happy.
Awesome, awesome. Well, everybody, just so you know, if you have any questions, please feel free to type anything into the chat or the comments below. But before we begin with my really big question, we have a little surprise for everybody, and I'm going to kick that off now. You're going to see Chuck and I go off video here briefly, but we are still here. Hello and welcome to Gulfstream Legal's Poolside Chat. Today I've got a very special edition for you, brought to you here live in the Bahamas with my good friend Chuck Pindell. Chuck, man, thank you for coming to join me here.
Thanks for the invitation.
God, I cannot say how beautiful the scenery is. And not only is this a special edition, but this is the first time we're filming, finally, Poolside Chats by the water.
Yep.
See how we work this out? Well,
And to believe we were in Mexico 4 days ago, and here we are in the Bahamas.
I don't know. I think I'm taking this water over Mexico right now.
Absolutely.
Well, perfect. Well, today we're going to dive into kind of, Chuck's career, a little bit about his background, how he's made his success, how he's built relationships, kind of traversed the ever-evolving technology shift that's gone on, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, Chuck, let's start talking about your career, how you got started, and let's start with the fact that, people that even know you may not know about you.
I would say that when I graduated from college, I went into the military. And I think that we're going to talk about my career and the successes of my career. I would say that I believe, along with my upbringing, but a lot of the traits within the military I've picked up and brought into this industry have really made it part of this success. So I served in the military, and when I got out of the military, they had a transition assistance program to go from military life to civilian life. And during that, all I said was, I'm going to Washington, D.C., and then they gave me networking of every retired Marine officer in that city. And then all I did was I called them, and the first one I called said, "Can you start tomorrow?"
Wow.
And that was actually in this industry. So I knew nothing about it. I just walked into it and started from there.
That's impressive. Well, dang. So what was one thing then that you learned from the military that transitioned into your career as you got into legal?
I would say, the integrity portion of it, the courage for high stress environments, but the discipline is definitely one of them. But I would say probably the most one is the emotional intelligence.
Okay.
I think within our industry, there's a lot of emotion, tight deadlines, and to be able to handle that stress and not freak out and get nervous has helped me a great deal.
Well, that's awesome. Well, so let's talk about a little bit more transitioning. You're in the legal industry now. Everybody knows you. You've developed some phenomenal relationships over the years,
Right.
over your career. How do you really think, how has that helped you to succeed? And maybe what's a tip for people who are looking to build their network further?
I think in networking, that obviously you want to attend to all the major events, get out there. I think the first thing you need to do is define your goals of what you're trying to accomplish. Anything that you want to accomplish, just don't go out and try it. You've got to figure out your goals, your plans, how you're going to get to it, what you're going to need, the support you're going to need to get to it. But, I've told my wife this all the time, is that most people think that they get on all the social media sites and they network and they say, hey, I want to network with you. And to me, it's not who you know. Of course, that's helped a great deal. But to me, to get to where I am today, I think it's more of a sense of who knows me.
Okay.
So I try to get out there. I take a reverse role of it. Not only who do I know, but who knows me, and how do I get, or what do I do to get those people to know me.
Very nice. So for those of you that may not know, Chuck is a very tight-knit, close group of friends. I'm going to give a shout out to the community real quick. There are a bunch of friends that have helped all of us over the course of our career, all lean on each other. And I'd say as my big tip is you need that close group as well at the same
Absolutely.
time. Because you have to have the people you can trust as well.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I think that it's not only the trust, but it's also the credibility.
There.
That you do what you say and you say what you do. There's a lot.
I love that. I love that. So before we kind of transition into technology, what have you done for yourself And what have you done for, that you can say, I think you always used to tell me that you invest in yourself to develop and stay current in your career.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I attend the shows that are out there, but I do a lot of self-learning myself. With the technology that's coming out, people get, freaked out or nervous, and they're like, oh, what about threads? What about chat GBT? To me, we've always had AI in our industry. We've got the tar, we've got cow, it's there. I think it's the unknown of what's going to be expected of the chat GBT and the threads that are out there is they're afraid to walk into it.
Okay.
And to me, you've got to educate yourself, learn about it, get involved, and then you'll gain credibility and respect from your peers.
Perfect. So I'm going to ask you one last question. So going into all that technology, has there been ever a technology that's come out across your career that you went, wow, that was a career changer at that point in time, that is still here today?
Right.
Or is it all kind of transitioned and gone away?
I think that, as I said, though, I think it's the fear of the unknown. When back in the day when it was just all the LSPs, legal service providers, they were copy shops, and then we went into scanning, then we went into blowback, and then we went into e-discovery. And even in the late 90s, early 2000s, with all the e-discovery, people were scared of it. And I think that's the same scenario right now that we're going through with the chat GPT, the generative AI.
Yeah.
Is that people are doing it of the unknown is what's going to happen. Everybody's afraid of this could happen, this could take our jobs. It's like, to me, take a step forward, get involved in that. Learn everything about it, and you get credibility across the industry. I mean, there's a lot of mentors out there. You look on social media, I could probably pick out 5 or 6 right now that talk about it every day. If you don't know anything about it, get on social media, reach out to those people and network with them.
That's awesome. Well, Chuck, I want to thank you so much for joining me today's. So everybody that's out there, I want to give you a big welcome and thank you for watching today. I also want to invite you to come see Chuck and myself next month at ILTACon in Orlando. I hope you'll stop by, stop us, say hi, learn more about us, and just
We'll be the 2 people with the tan.
There you go. From the Bahamas, this is Ari Mandel and Chuck Pindell. We say aloha.
To YouTube here shortly, and it's not a very long time. We had to chat out there in Bimini, because I have to tell you that water was absolutely inviting. Chuck, do you agree?
I would absolutely 100% agree.
But to get really into the heart of the subject, let's kind of dive right into some of the things that we did go ahead and talk about. It really talking about your success. Why don't you tell? What would you say is the key trait that has made you successful that you can share with everybody here before we wrap up?
I think probably the most success, or probably the biggest trait that anybody, whether it's in a professional life or a personal life, is the communication and listening skills by anybody and everybody. I think that when you're having a conversation with anybody, you're creating the culture of that conversation by your responses, whether it's verbal or hand gestures or face. So, like if somebody's talking about or sharing an event or an instance or something in their lives, they're sharing it for a reason. So you, as the listener, should be empathetic or excited, depending on what the topic is. I think, and ask a lot of questions and get involved in the conversation. I think what I see a lot, even when we were in Mexico, Ari, and in Bahamas, and just about anywhere, professionally or personally, I watch it all the time, is what I call as a one-upper, is you see most people doing a one-upper. So I'll I'll start a conversation, share an experience, and then somebody's immediately jumps in and one-ups me and starts talking about themselves, something they're going through, and they're kind of one-upping your topic of your conversation. So to me, it would be a good listener, take control of the conversation and be listening to everything they say. Because if there's one thing I have learned about, is that everybody loves to talk about themselves.
Well, brilliant. Well, I can't wait to actually get to stitch together the video that you and I shot and present that on YouTube, Chuck. But I am going to absolutely say thank you so much for joining me. I cannot tell you how much your friendship and the business relationship that you and I have shared over the past almost 20 years now has meant to me personally, because I've learned a lot from you. I'm also going to take 2 seconds to kind of give a personal plug and ask everybody to please vote for me, as I'm a finalist for the Relativity Innovation Award in the education category, which I am super excited about and can't wait to get back up to Chicago to see everybody at. Chuck, thank you again for joining me. I cannot wait for the next till next month till we are together again in Ilticon. So I'm sure you're looking forward to that as well.
100%. And it's in my home state, so it'll be easy.
Well, I cannot wait. Well, to next month and to our next webinar. And for everybody that did manage to join, I apologize for our technical difficulties. I cannot wait to share with you that full video that'll be up here on YouTube as of tomorrow. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks, Ari. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.